everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the AMA session by Pragmatic Leaders. We are so glad to see you all here. So before we start today's session, I'd like to give you all a brief about Pragmatic Leaders. Uh, we built Pragmatic Leaders as a bridge for mid-career technology professionals to confidently change roles or careers. At Pragmatic Leaders, you're a part of a global family of aspirational professionals who proactively help each other and are invested in each other's career growth. We offer the Pay After Placement program in product management, which is completely online and case study based. For working professionals who are looking to transition into product roles or for professionals looking to upskill in product roles. With the 79% placement rate, our students are placed as product manager at brands like Walmart, PayPal, Paytm, Amazon, LimeRoad, and other reputed brands, with an average 50% salary hike. For more details, you can visit our website, that is www.pragmaticleaders.io, or you can reach out to me afterwards. For today's session, we have with us our mentor for cohort 23 of PG Diploma Program in Product Management, Prashant Tavalam. He is product leader at DELL Technologies. With that note, let's begin the session now. And I request Prashant to introduce himself and share his journey so far in product management with our audience. So without taking much of the time, I'd like to hand over the session to Prashant. Prashant, please
go ahead. Thanks, Priyanka. Thank you. So folks, my name is Prashant Tavalam. So I come with 15 years of work experience. So I have extensive supply chain experience. I have worked in areas like retail, worked in procurement, logistics. So these are some of the main areas that I've worked. I've also done bits and pieces of other domains. I have trained over I think 250 product managers so far. In DELL, where I'm working, so I work with the digital transformation team, where I'm actually helping product managers scale faster. So what's happening is most of them are product owners, business analysts, or sometimes aspirants in that space wanting to figure out how to work in the product model, product management, upskill their product management skill sets. So that's where I've been successfully able to help more than 100 plus teams and over 250 product managers. So I've been doing this day in and day out, and I have vast experience to share with you as we go through this journey. Yeah, with that, I'd like to begin. So how do you want to start, Priyanka? Shall I start by taking a few questions right away, or should we look at the preloaded questions?
Yeah, actually, guys, so if you have your questions, you can open your mics and open your cameras and, ask your questions directly to Prashant. Prashant will start answering those, answering those one by one. But right now, but because we had like a lot of questions in our registration form, so we're gonna take a few of them at first, and then we'll go to our live audience. So let me, there's a few questions which I have with me. So one of the question is asked by Yash. So Yash is asking, what are the high level skills you look for in the people who are entering into product management from QA or SDET roles?
Okay. SDET or QA roles. So basically, if you're a QA or SDET, be proud that you know the end-to-end workflows. Okay. So that's very important for product managers. So what's happening is, if you're coming from a non-product background, you got to first of all figure out, hey, what are you good at, right? And then that kind of begins your journey in how to position yourself as a product manager. If you see right now in the market, there are different kind of product managers. There are growth product managers, mostly focused on how do I help grow the business? How do I grow the product, bring more customers, these kind of things. There are also people who are technical product managers, who are very tech heavy, tech savvy kind of product managers coming from technical backgrounds, right? So that kind of roles require really tech heavy backgrounds. So you got to be a developer, data scientist, and so on to play those kind of roles. Then there are also people who are in the pure play B2C kind of startups. So they again need people with domain experience and startup experience. Now, these are certain, some of the many use cases and kind of product manager that they're looking for. So if you're a QA or a estate, firstly ask yourself, what is the domain I'm currently working in? Do I have extensive experience in a specific domain? Then make that your strength area to say that, hey, I'm an expert in this domain. I also understand workflows very well. So that means it will help you work in a particular domain. Let's say you're working in retail, then try to focus on product companies which are working in the retail space. Okay, then also try to understand what kind of products exist in the retail space. So that kind of sets you up really well, doing the preliminary research sets you up really well that, hey, what is my strength area and where can I play really well? So that kind of also puts you in a, right place. You can position yourself and tell a good story about yourself. Did I answer your question? If you're there, yeah.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah. So that preliminary investigation is necessary. So start with that, and if you have more questions, please connect with us. We'll be able to help you with the journey.
Sure, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Prashant. So Raju has raised his hand. Raju, please go ahead. You can ask your question.
Hi, thanks for your time and especially on this weekend. I should say that you guys are doing really great work. I just wanted to, I just have a question on the difference between product owner and a product manager. I've played a role of a product owner in one of the manufacturing company about 8 years back, where I had the budget and I had to manage my product. So how is that product manager role is different to product owner?
So see, actually, the typical product owner title that you get is in the agile space. So business analysts traditionally were part of the waterfall approach. So if you see, there's a certain way, the SDLC works, the software development lifecycle. Earlier, it was the waterfall method where we needed business analysts who would act like an interface between the IT and business. So what skills they actually brought in was soft skills, understanding requirements and translating them into IT requirements. Then came the agile world where we started talking about Scrum, we started talking about Scrum Master, product owner, and then we started to talk about IT team, right? So, or the development team. So that's when this product owner role became very popular. And you'll see there are a lot of certifications out in the market where they're looking, CSPO, PSPO, and so on. So these are basically focusing on the same role that you're playing, Raju, which is to basically have ownership and a say in the product development. But what really happens in the IT world is you don't really have much say as a product owner. You are basically part of the team which works with the customer and then collects requirements. Okay. So this is the average when I'm looking at, product owner roles in entirety, right? So most of them play this role. They still play a business analyst kind of a role where they are highly delivery focused, writing stories, getting that software out every sprint or every release. So that's what they focus on. Also to ensure that the requirements are done well and the functionalities are working really well so that they can demo to the customer and get real good feedback. Okay, so they're heavily delivery focused. But a product manager is also outward focused. That is, if there is liberty in a product team, you can have both a product manager and a product owner. A product manager usually becomes the giver of requirements because the product manager then is an outward looking role where you try to figure out, hey, what problems can we solve? Do we have a product in place? Or is my product doing the adequate work to solve user problems? Then you get into user research, data analytics, then you do lean experimentation, right? So you do a lot of outward facing work. Then you do growth marketing. Then you try to do pitches, right? You go and pitch your product, ask for funding. So these are all outward facing roles. Product owner typically in the IT world are inward facing roles, heavily delivery focused roles. Somebody gives you a requirement, like a customer tells you, hey, this is what I want to see on my app. This is how the workflow must work. So please help me with this. And I want it in 6 months. So then you work with the IT team to kind of churn out those requirements. You're heavily focused on that rather than, so the difference again in simple word is, if I ask you to jump, a product owner will say, how high should I jump? Okay, what is the SLA? How fast you want this and so on. But if you ask a product manager, first question is, why should I jump? What is the purpose of jumping? So this is the difference in mindset these two roles have. I hope I answered.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
So next question.
Yeah, so Konda Reddy has raised his hand. Please go ahead. Ask your question.
Yeah, hi. So my question is, what is the minimum number of years that as a BA we need to spend as a BA to become a product manager?
You don't need to be a BA to become a product manager. You just need to have a problem-solving mindset to become a manager.
Okay.
You can start from scratch. You could, and I'll show you. If you join the program, I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah. No, presently I'm working as a BA, so I'm interested to become a product manager. So I just thought of putting the question in that manner. So is there any linkage?
No. There is no limit. It's just you can start anytime.
Okay.
See, but they're totally different skill sets. So Konda Reddy, right now, what you'll be doing is heavily delivery focused, right? Am I getting my requirements right? Is the grooming done right? Am I able to demo the product in time? Blah, blah, blah. Are there any defects? So you're heavily focused on that. So what's happening is you're not really in the space. Is this feature really required? How my customers really having to use this product? Are they really seeing use? Right? So that's where money making happens. And the value creation happens. So the value creation is pretty high when you are playing a product manager role. It's a pretty responsible.
Okay, got it.
Next, Venkata Shastri. I hope I'm going the right order, but anyway, Venkata, you can ask your question.
Yes, hi. My question is, I think we have a lot of product metrics, right? So in that, and we have lot many like some acquisition and etc. etc. So when we're trying to create any, suppose one case study or trying to create a kind of roadmap to one of the product or existing product or a new product, whatever it may be. So what are the top 5 to 6 metrics we need to keep in focus all the time, so that so, so that the most of the areas have been covered in providing a good roadmap?
Good question, Venkata. So see, there's no secret sauce which say you just put that and then you get product metrics. So this is where the value of product manager comes in, right? So what you need to do is do a little bit of research. So to simply put it, ask 2 questions, right? One is, what are the top 3 things which really matter to my customers? Okay. Now, for example, if I'm a user on Amazon, I'm going to say, hey, I need to buy the product faster, cheaper, and the quality must be awesome, right? So then can I quantify their expectations and manage that? So quantifying the expectations of the customer directly translates to metrics. So if you're able to manage those expectations, quantify it and manage it, that itself is a metric for you. Then we're also asking questions like, hey, what are the top 3 things which really matter to my business? Because my bosses are funding the product. What are the top 3 things that they're looking for? Maybe they're looking for, maximum number of bookings, maximum increasing revenue per transaction, or they're looking for lesser number of defects. So you see, you got to quantify expectations of your investors and users. So what happens is you get a 360-degree view of what really matters and what I need to measure for product success. Keep your users happy, keep your investors happy. So quantifying them is an art. So understanding how to quantify is what I will teach you in Pragmatic. Okay.
Okay. So you meant to say that, so it depends upon the most like what are the high priority?
Depends on the domain,
Yeah.
depends on the kind of business model, those kind of things. And also, trust me, the product metrics can keep changing time and again. Okay, so that's called experimentation. And also it's like a build, measure, learn kind of cycles. It's a $1 million question that you asked. Very, very important skill set for a product manager to have. So if you want to really, really build this, I mean, this is a really good skill to have. So what happens is, if you're trying to get hired as a product manager, these are some of the, immediate questions. I grill product managers left, right, and center for 90 minutes to 2 hours, to test them out, because you pay big bucks for these product managers. So you got to understand if they really know stuff. Resumes are dead. Demonstrable assets are the big thing. So like somebody asked, building your own portfolio is very, very important. I'll show you how to do that, but that's the thing, right? So no more resumes matter. You can't go and say, hey, I was able to create $50 million, blah, blah, blah. On the spot, I will give you a problem. Can you solve it? I'm going to put you under stress. That's how it works.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yep. Dan, would like to go next?
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dan.
Yeah. Hi. First of all, thanks, Priyanka and Prashant, for your valuable time. So I have actually a couple of questions. One is, what is the main difference of product manager and digital product manager? Then what is the core importance, top 3 skills for the difference between both? That is first question.
Yeah. So your question is, what's the difference between digital product manager and product manager? A product manager is somebody who manages a product. It could be a hard product, soft product, and so on. The digital product manager has become a fancy term these days because of a lot of startup culture. Okay, so it's basically, how can I digitize the whole customer experience? Okay, so you can take approaches to digitize customer experience. For example, there is workspace. So I can rent out a workspace. I can also put it on an app and provide that experience for you to book the services and to do a lot more things with it, like pay for it, get a subscription, ask questions, plan your whatever schedule and things like that. So I take the whole experience online is what I'm doing with digital product management. So how can you help people get online and get a seamless service experience that you are getting offline is what digital product management is all about.
Okay, what are the important skills for both, like difference product manager and digital product manager?
Good question. So you need data skills. Data skills very important. You also need to understand.
For which one? Sorry for the interrupter. The PM or DPM?
Actually, for both. So
both.
One thing, right? So don't classify it like that, because the basis is the same. The base is the same. So whether you build a hardcore cycle, let's say you want to come up with an innovative cycle for toddlers or whatever, versus you're trying to create a next app for food ordering, etc., right, for old people or let's say senior citizens. So the approach and the basics are the same. Only thing is the approach in terms of user research, in terms of managing data. It's going to only the slight change in the approach. It's all the same, to answer your question.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And in the data means it's we need a focus for the data analytics or the business analytics side.
Everything. For example, do you know what is your customer segment? Do you know what is your target market? Okay. So those kind of things. Total addressable market, serviceable market.
Okay.
So there will be a lot of
got it. Yeah, I understand. Actually, I'm basically came from data science background, so I got your point clearly. Thank you. And second question, in the product management role, I saw a lot of articles and I followed some few of product CEO and entrepreneur in the US. They said everybody that design thinking is very important for that back out of the product management. So my question is, the design thinking knowledge we need to become a data product manager for the basic knowledge is enough, or we need up to master level?
It's like asking me, hey, is it enough if I just watch a video on how to swim versus actual swimming, right? So you gotta like really get hands. But see, the way that Dan, I think the way you're positioned is awesome. Okay, you can become an awesome product manager because you already come from a data science background.
Yes.
Okay? And now there is a heavy demand for data product managers because most of the startups are, data heavy, and there's a lot of big data everywhere. There's so much data everywhere. You got to make sense of the data. Okay, you got to tell good stories with data. Okay, as a good product manager, how you transition into a product manager from data scientist is by telling good data stories. Leverage your data science skill sets and tell good convincing stories about the product, convincing stories about the problems. So that if you learn, right, that's an awesome skill to have. And design thinking, of course. So design thinking has to exist in all your steps as a product manager because it requires deep empathy. Empathy doesn't come easily. To understand a customer, it's very difficult.
Yes, correct.
So you can learn through data, you can learn through talking to them or just observing them. So there are different ways to do it. We will cover that in the user research piece, which is pretty interesting how we do it.
So then my question is, it's basic knowledge is enough for design thinking, or if you need for master, if it is master level, it's good for that?
No, I think what you have to see, one thing I'll tell everybody here is, right, so start experimenting. You don't know how it works. So whatever you have, start with it, figure out, learn, tweak, learn. That's how you improve.
Yeah, but I don't have any idea about that because I came purely the technical background, like data analytic and data scientist. So this is entirely new for me. Business knowledge, stakeholder management, everything. It's converted into those functional knowledge is new for me.
Then join the program. I'll teach you how to do it beautifully.
This pragmatic, right?
Pragmatic, yes.
Actually, I'm planning for that, but I'm little confused. There have 8 certification, but I want to participate one part product management or else product marketing, because you know very well it's quite expensive in Pragmatic. I know it's a well reputed one in the world, best one, because this program I joined reason for I'm planning to join next week for some.
This is Pragmatic Leaders. So connect Priyanka offline and she'll help you out with more program details. Okay, it's an awesome.
No, I know very well a lot of research about the your thing. Okay, the only thing which I need to focus first for a build side or marketing side. That's my little doubt on that.
No, I think it's don't go on the marketing side right now. I think you should focus. See, marketing side also has data. Development side also has data, right? So you can't focus on it again depends on what area you get a job offers. When you have it, talk to me, I'll help you out with it.
Okay, so if I need to talk to you briefly about with one-to-one, how can we contact
Priyanka, then you can connect with me. All right?
Okay. I think
others an opportunity
to speak. Yeah, Priyanka is listening. So Priyanka, can you please email to me the guide to how to connect with this?
Huh? Yeah. Actually, I have shared the link of our website and the program. And if you want to schedule a call with us, you can do that. And I'll send a mail to you. Don't worry.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
Hey, Pankaj. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Question, please.
Hi, Prashant. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So first, thank you for, kind of clarifying the product owner and product manager differentiations. Okay. I had this doubt long back. And the thing is, I suffer between these two roles. Okay. I work in a startup and there are many things to handle. So sometimes even I get confused of what I'm exactly doing. My first question, which I have related to, I have technology knowledge, but I'm not a developer. Okay. So what happens, the challenge which I face, okay, I come up with some requirement, okay, or we are building some solutions that can help our users. And I go to my developer also to execute that. During executions, we face problem. That is the right now. Everything seems good, but it is more in terms of how I can execute better. Okay, so that before even we start the engineering process or coding process, my flow should be smooth, and I should because what happens many times developer will come up with Pankaj, it is kind of challenging, and this is the problem we are facing. We are so since that is purely technical terms, I find it hard to say what to okay, this if you bring these solutions or if you bring this particular UI or features, it will be good. But at that point, since we are a startup, okay, our developer comes up, it will take more time, it's very challenging, and at that time I really don't have answer. Then we kind of you can say lower our expectations. We change, we go for some workaround. Either we change the UI which was perfectly designed, okay, then we change it. So that is the one problem I'm facing for a very long time, okay. And also since I never had a
If you don't have the skill sets to talk to a developer and to explain to a developer in the development language, then you need to hire a consultant. Okay, so you can't do it. What is your role currently, Pankaj?
I'm associate product manager.
Associate product manager. What's your previous role? Was it product management or something else? Because you
I
say
was into program management, or I was a program manager in insurance
right.
domain.
Got it. So that's fine. See, it only means that you are coming with a business flavor. So you are a product manager,
Yes.
understand business and articulate that need exactly. What you need to do is work with a solution architect. If you are not having a solution architect, figure out if you can hire a freelance technical consultant, okay, who can work with you for a few hours to kind of explain to you how it works, or reach out to some of your technical friends in your professional network to get some help. I think once you then you'll start getting a hang of it. That's
That is good suggestions. But what if they come with very technical terms? Because I have heard, especially
right now what's
I also
happening
see
is you're so worried about, hey, technical. So what's happening is that's creating a barrier for you. Okay, it's not so difficult.
exactly.
See, no developer will come and talk to you about classes, will not come and talk to you about, hey, this JavaScript, this particular, how do I write this piece of code, right? Or they're not going to talk to you about all those things.
Actually, it comes.
If that is happening, then hire a lead. If you can't afford a lead, then get a consultant for a few hours, get it sorted out. That's how it happens.
Okay, so there is a
You
process.
can't struggle with it. If you don't have the
say
skill, obviously you should not be, giving advice in that space, at least in the solutioning space.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And
okay.
Second questions, if you have time, okay, I can ask also in the end.
Yeah, shoot, no problem.
Okay, see, being a product manager or a product owner, I need to talk to customers. And actually, we are catering Indian customers. Okay, we have our SaaS product, CRM product, and we have typical Indian SMEs. One questions when I read a lot of books. Everywhere it is like product managers should understand the customer pain point. Very well said. I try to kind of empathize that. Problem whether product manager should lose temper or not. Sometimes what happens, it's become irritating. Okay, because it's hard to explain sometimes why our product has some limitations, and whether product manager
I'll answer this question.
Should get angry or not.
Yeah, so these are all life skill related questions. These are all soft skill related questions. I will take this at the end. Okay.
Okay, no issues.
It was a detailed explanation. We can take it offline.
Okay.
Next, Vineet.
Hey, hi, Prashant. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello.
you. Yeah, I can hear
hey,
you.
Hi. Thanks for this opportunity. So I had a question. So basically, I come from a sales background. I have always worked in sales. Especially to mention, I have worked as a business development professional. My background, just to give you a background, I have worked in pharmaceuticals before. So I was a product manager in pharmaceuticals, and sort of made a change into technology just last year. And this is out of because I was very curious to learn technology and probably become a product manager in there. So when it came to Pragmatic Leaders, I thought this would be a great opportunity to learn as well. In this last year, I have been doing some of my research on how to do it in this. But my question for you was like, since I'm from a non-technical background, how difficult or challenging would it be for someone without any experience, to crack it into the technology space per se, like to get a job after this course? That's the basic question I have actually. So if you can just shed some light on it. That's it.
So Vineet, I have some good news, right? So healthcare is a booming space. Okay, there's a lot of new startups coming up in healthcare, starting from big companies like Practo. You have HealthCart and whatnot. After the COVID scene is coming, there's a lot of remote monitoring. There are a lot of spaces in the healthcare. Okay, so I think because you're coming from a pharma space, there's a huge amount of opportunity there. And there are a lot of products even in the clinical trial space. So if you look at the healthcare industry space, right, in the healthcare space, the supply chain, right? So every touch point on the supply chain needs products. You can fit in anywhere because now as a salesperson, you understand the pulse of the customer. So it becomes all the more easy for you to talk to customers, understand what the customers want. If you see, they a lot of the times the salespeople are what they're called as boundary spanners. They are the ears of the company in what's happening in the market. If a lot of the leaders from time to time, even the marketing teams, they reach out to sales teams to collect input on what will work, what will not work, what's not really working with the customers. They do a voice of customer kind of an process also. So that's kind of led by sales and marketing people. So if you're from a sales background, that is the good news, that you are working very closely with the customer. So that's one of the major attributes of a good product manager. So coming with pharma space, you should look at healthcare domain as a area for building your product management career. Right now, there are many startups. They need product managers with product management skill sets, that is story writing, user research, data analysis, then doing experimentations, product delivery, and so on. Along with that, they need heavy domain experience. So if you're coming with that, it's really, really good. So on top of your domain, which is the base, you need to build up these skill sets. So if you, in this program, we're going to do all that phase by phase steps on how to actually, build up your product management skill sets and position yourself very well. And trust me, what happens is the whole job market game is changing big time. You see, suddenly video resumes are a big thing. Networking is a big thing. A startup are hiring without experience also. And if you see product management is become very data heavy kind of for this thing. And see, if I give a chunk of data to someone who is not from that domain, it's very difficult to understand pharma related information. But for somebody like Vineet, it is so much easier to read the data or the data dump, right? You can actually make sense of it rather than somebody who is a data scientist coming from a XYZ background, may not have pharma background. So you are more valuable there. So that is the space in which you have to play. Like, what are my strength areas and what are those XYZ skill sets that I need to layer it with? And then you're packaging yourself and presenting yourself to the market. You are the actually product. Okay, you are the product. So you need to know how to position yourself. If we always forget that you are the product, people should buy you. So if somebody has to buy you, then become an awesome. How do you become an awesome product? By adding new features. And Pragmatic Leaders is giving you those other feature sets that you can add, package it well. I'll teach you how to do that. A lot of these product managers have this. You have to know how to position yourself. There are n number of product management opportunities now. How many years of experience?
I'm sorry, I missed out on you. What was the last one?
How many years of experience do you have?
So I have 2 years of pharma experience and then 1 year of this tech experience, basically.
Awesome. So I think you are positioned very well. So there are a lot of entry-level product manager roles opening up left, right, and center. I think it's the right time for you to jump into the bandwagon.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks, Prashant.
Yeah. Next, Soumya. Yeah, Soumya, go ahead. Hey, Soumya. Soumya, did you have a question for me? Okay, who would like to go next? Not able to unmute. Not able to ask. Priyanka, can you unmute her? Possible? Let's see. Soumya, right? No, I can't do that. Any way to unmute her?
Actually, even I can't unmute her. Let me make her co-host. Maybe now you can. Can you unmute yourself now? I think.
Okay, you can
maybe-
log out and try to log in again, Soumya. Try to figure it out, okay? Or you can post your question on the chat. So anybody who's posted your questions on the chat, I will take it at the end. We'll go with the next person. Anshuman Patro, yes.
Hi, Prasant. Hope you remember me from DELL days.
Yeah, of course, Anshuman, how are you?
I'm doing good. And I have continued from my way of managing products at DELL to now managing products for Reliance Jio.
Awesome.
And the challenge that I'm facing right now is okay. So we have a overall mission statement, right? We have a overall organization strategy. Now, what product managers are expected to do here is define a product strategy and then define a product roadmap and then get that buy-in from the senior management, right? Now the challenge over here is the challenge is we as product managers, we do not have enough data to kind of drive a certain let's say feature set or initiative that we want to drive, right?
Okay.
Now, that is one aspect of it. Then the second aspect of it is there are challenging stakeholders, and those challenging stakeholders are challenging your ability to, in fact, justify that okay, this particular feature, the ROI on this particular feature or a feature set or a business
Sure.
will yield the right results.
Right. So
now, how do you the question is, how do you manage these tough stakeholders?
Basically, you asked me a multi-layered question. Okay, the first question is, how do I create a product strategy? How do based on my mission statement? Also, how do I build a roadmap? Right.
And the third part is, how do you manage these challenging stakeholders?
How to manage challenging stakeholders is an art that you learn over with experience. But let me answer one question at a time. So first one is, let's say you have a mission strategy, you have a Jio, at Jio you have a mission, right? So it's pretty high level. It could be things like, hey, we need to hit a market share of 45%. Okay, that's a market share target. It could be a revenue target and so on. We need to improve our customer NPS score or customer CSAT score by 20%. Okay, so that's all wishful thinking, right? So you want to increase it. Those are some of the top mission statements for, let's say, for the next 2 years. So then out of that, you will see that Jio could have 100 products. Okay, 100 product teams working on different products, or it could be one product with multiple splits or whatever. If you're a product manager, you got to first of all figure out, where is my world? My world is my product, and what does my product do in the entire ecosystem of Jio? What aspect? Am I a payment product? Am I a e-commerce product? Am I a inventory product? And so on and so forth. Once you understand your boundaries clearly, that kind of defines, hey, this is my scope as a product manager. Now you need to ask, within my limited scope, if it's a payment product, how can I impact better customer service or CSAT? Or how can I impact higher revenues or market share? Right? So what kind of features can I build which will lead our company in that direction? Right? So this is the kind of story you will create. Then you will say, I need to build XYZ features in order to hit these high level goals. Then you will say, in order to build this feature, I'm going to do some sort of data analysis. Now, sometimes you won't have data, like you said. Okay. So you may not have data, but that's when you do leap of faith assumption or lean experiments. Lean experiments is where you have a hypothesis, like you're saying that, hey, okay, CSAT is low, and we could run a sentiment analysis on all the data that we collect, blah, 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 something like that. So if we understand the customer sentiment very well, we can actually solve the problems much better and improve CSAT. Then you will say we need to run a sentiment analysis feature, and therefore it will result in 20% increase in customer service in the payment space, because I'm a payments application product manager. Okay, I'm a payment product manager. Therefore, anything in that space is what I can talk. That itself will give you a lot of numbers. You got to look at, hey, what are the current existing issues in the payment side where customers have issues. Then you can also talk to some customers by doing surveys. Then you can also, I think Geo has enough data, right? They have huge chunks of data. I think there is a data analytics team where you can connect with and figure out, hey, what are they doing in terms of, these problem areas, and they're doing something. Okay, it's not like nothing is happening. Geo is a smart company doing great stuff, having great product managers. So try to figure out where are those data teams which are doing that backend magic. Figure out, tap into those places. There's a lot of data already available. It's just that we don't know. Right. So that's where you got to start. Make sense?
Yeah, and then maybe follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
Is how do you transform yourself from a product manager to becoming a product leader? And where is that boundary between, okay, this is what is supposed to be done by a product manager and this is what is supposed to be done by a product leader?
See, product leader is a title which actually translates to product evangelist. A product leader is somebody who is pro product, somebody who can inspire product management skill sets, who can also inspire, coach, transform product teams, product managers, and so on. Okay, so there are different aspects to becoming a product leader. But a product manager is focused on the product itself. Only thing is the scope increases when you become a product leader. So if you're handling even 2-3 products or a bigger portfolio, then also you're a product leader. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. Next, Jitanshu. Soumya, are you good? Still with the mic issue?
Hi, Prashant.
Yeah, Jitanshu, go ahead.
So if I look at my experience, is mainly operations experience in insurance and reinsurance, and some Lean Six Sigma experience. Plus, I've also worked with some transition teams. So overall experience comes up with around 10 years. So
10 years insurance,
reinsurance, and Six Sigma, green belt. These are kind of things I've done overall.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I try to move into this role, so this new role, so how would it affect basically? What kind of challenges I would be taking care of, or what kind of issues I'll be basically going through?
Okay. So see, what's your background actually? What's your role currently?
Right now with a business transformation. So
okay. So you're into audits and stuff like that, right?
It's mainly projects, you can say, like black belt projects, green belt projects.
Got you.
Yeah.
So to get into this product management space, so what happens is currently heavy audit related, process related, compliance related work is what you're doing right now. I think that will also have an impact. So when you're working as a product manager, you will be asked to analyze data. You will be asked to go figure out what problems to solve. Now, let's say you join a startup, okay, and they are building an insurance product. They're building an insurance product just for women, focused only on women. Interestingly, if you know, the next 10-15 years is going to be big for women. Women in the workspace are going to rock. You'll have many more women millionaires coming up, and that's a great space to explore, right? So if you can build services for women, and let's say you want to focus on building insurance products only for women, so then that's a space. Now then they'll say, hey, can you go figure what kind of products we can build for women in the insurance space. So then you got to go understand what does an average working woman do? What are their kind of needs? What does their average day look like? What are their pains? What are their motivations? How are they going to save money? So these are some of the areas when you start exploring, you will start getting answers. And again, you will have to see, if somebody asked you a question, can you tell me how many women actually buy insurance in the country today? Go figure. That's what a product manager does. Come back and tell me a great story. And how does the prospect for insurance look for women folks? Can we sell more insurance to women going forward? Right? That's $1 million question. Those are the kind of problems, if you're able to, crack, you'll be a rock star. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, who's next? I see some hands raised. I think you asked your question, so bring down your hands. So next, who would like to ask?
Actually, Soumya couldn't open her mic, so I think she has mentioned a question in the chats, so we can take her question. So she's asking, do established companies hire candidates with zero product management experience?
Yes, of course. So a lot of startups are, hard pressed for budget, and they would like to hire. So mostly, what happens in startups, the CEOs are the product managers. The CEOs or the co-founders have an idea in mind. They themselves are product managers. What they're looking for is some sort of support at that point. What this does is it gives you a great opportunity, if you're going with zero work experience, to learn from scratch. Okay. The whole startup starts and doesn't know if things will work. They're trying to figure out. And that's the best space to learn product management. Because out in the open, customers may reject your features and so on. There's a lot of learning that happens. And you'll also get to use the best of technologies. Maybe not, but you will try to use the most latest technologies that are easily available, sometimes free products, but then your knowledge base will increase so much. Maybe there's a small compromise in terms of price, etc. And sometimes if you're lucky, you'll also get stock options. These are the things, but that's a great space to learn. A lot of such startups are there. Start looking. Other thing is, you got to get really active on LinkedIn and all the other communities, product management communities. Watch out for any startup owners looking. So like already a lot of posts are there where they're looking for people with 1 year experience, 2 year experience. That's where you got to create a great pitch saying that, hey, I come with these skill sets. They're looking for people with design thinking, product, data analysis, user research, right? Storytelling. These are certain areas which will really impress them. Even if you have zero experience, ability to articulate information, ability to understand problems, I think if you go with that kind of attitude, definitely people are there to hire you. Here is where creating demonstrable assets makes a big difference. You can even contest with a lot of people who have experience, who think they're awesome, but don't have demonstrable assets. When I say demonstrable assets, they don't have practically anything to show. If you talk to a UX or UI guy, they will actually share their portfolio. That is the kind of mobile app screens that they have built, or designs they have built, or website screens that they have built. There is one app called Behance, okay, where UI or UX folks kind of display all their work. And then if somebody wants to know, hey, can you share some of your previous work? They will share the link. Get into the link and see what kind of work they've done. If they like the kind of work that is being done, they'll directly hire you. So that is the demonstrable asset that you can create. What can you do? Can you write articles? Can you write blogs? Can you create video content? Can you create process maps, wireframes, build case studies, or even do a product review? Look at products that are out in the market. Try to do product reviews, right? And also look at, so once you get into that, right, if you really want to crack it, you will crack it. That's just the attitude piece that matters. I'm a data analyst with around 10 years experience. Is it possible to get hired in established company? Of course, yes. Data analyst, it's a hot role. If you're a data person, people need data people now. So learn to position yourself that way. AI ML is all data. Okay, AI ML is big. So everywhere there's data, and people with data skills are hot. These are hot skills to possess. But can you demonstrate that you have data skill sets? Go on Kaggle, kaggle.com. Go to kaggle.com, participate in some contests, win something, participate something, get participation certificates, or participate in some things, and then whatever outputs you're creating, right? Try to showcase that. But hey, I participated in so many data contests on Kaggle. This is my credentials. That's an awesome way to kind of position and demonstrate what you have. A lot of the people here who don't have data skills, get on to kaggle.com right away. Kaggle.com, figure out how to pick up those data skill sets. Very, very important. So I hope I answered your question. I have one regarding B2B. Okay, I'll come back to it. So any questions? Come on, keep those questions coming. Even if it's a silly question, I am.
Hi, Prashant. I have raised a question in the question answers chat. This is Arihant. Yeah, right. Yeah.
What's your question, Arihant? Let me see. Arihant, I'm a business analyst from the banking industry. Wow. For about 12 years experience. Most of the time I have worked in house financial software product catering.
In-house, yeah.
In-house financial software product to internal business users and the regulatory and compliance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Fintech space is hot. Fintech space is hot. So figure out where there is a match. What kind of products, what kind of areas that you have been working on. Fintech is hot. Lending, payments, whatnot. So Arihant, start focusing and start doing research on what are those fintech startups out there. Also start reading up reports, industry reports on what is the fintech prediction. You'll also see what are those top 10 fintech product companies out there in the market. This is your area where you got to focus and find, is my skill set actually matching any of these? Where can I sell myself better? That's when you start understanding, hey, okay, I know these 10 things, these 5 things I don't know. How do I pick up these skill sets and complete it? And then, position yourself. Make sense? You have to get comfortable with roadmap. Start creating a roadmap for yourself. I know 10 skill sets, but I'm missing 5 skill sets. How can I gain this? I need user research. I need data skill set, user story writing, or whatever. And then, product thinking and lean experimentation or whatnot. Okay? So those skill sets, when you gain, you'll feel a lot more confident as to what's happening, and then slowly you'll learn how to position yourself. The confidence will automatically kick in. That's what happened to me. Confidence slowly started kicking in. I had already a lot of experience when I did my product management, course, etc. So,
right. Thanks, Prashant.
Yeah. Soumya, Pankaj, Anshuman. Okay. Who wants to go next? Anybody? Vaibhav? Yishnu, you had a question posted. Would you like to ask it instead? I can read it, but I'm saying if you want to ask the question. Vidyot Pal, Rashmi, Sudindra, Santosh, Kelly, Shishir, Bhumit, Abhilash, Himanshu, Kirti. Come on, ask me some stupid questions. I'm there to answer. Yeah.
Hi, Prashant. This is Abhilash.
Hey, Abhilash.
Hi. So, see, my core role is actually in finance, but but internally I have built a product which is used by different users across the company for different types of financial transactions. So, this product we built right from the core. So can I use that as a product experience when I'm applying to PM roles?
Yes, of course. Do you know there's a website called medium.com?
Yes.
Medium.com. So go create an account. Start a great story about how I discovered to create an awesome financial product. My struggles with creating a financial product.
Okay.
Things to know while creating a financial product in XYZ space. You already had 3 different blogs to write.
Understood. Okay, sure.
Start selling yourself. You are the product.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yep. I'm yet to hear. Should I repeat your names again so that you all wake up?
Hi, Prashant.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Sudhindra. Sorry.
Sudhindra. Yeah, Sudhindra.
Hi. Okay. Probably quick intro about me. So I'm going to call it out later. I'm currently with Pragmatic, one of the cohorts, done with the academic session and on to the career one. So my question is around. I also do believe that something we need to do beyond a resume. And that's what I'm currently working on as well. And then I'm someone who quite experienced in business operations role and trying to migrate into product roles. So what I want to understand is what are the websites that you called out, and that looks to be more of a site for data analytics and data science. Is there something that any other site that I can get into, more like a freelancer, where I can kind of participate, let's say, in a real life, I'm saying case study, sorry, I can't find a better word for it, and then kind of call it out saying, this is what I've done, more in the same lines that you already said. So is there anything else that I can do?
See, Kaggle is one. The other ones are, see, you can go on to this product hunt. You want to figure out if there's something you can do there. Okay, it's a community. Also, there are, I'll tell you, the most ideal way to do is figure out if there are any, okay? Go sell yourself to those startups saying that, hey, I have these skill sets you need. So I'm more than happy to kind of volunteer in XYZ space. I can help you with research. I can help you with blah, 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 whatever you're good at, right?
Yeah.
Figure out. And you know what I used to do earlier was I used to go to a lot of these product management conferences, connect with people, share my greeting cards and visiting cards I used to give away, or they would give their visiting cards. And then that's a great space. And most of these people who come to conferences are still trying to figure out the market and don't know if things will work out and stuff like that. So any additional help they can get, it's really awesome. Okay, then
yeah,
a lot of online conferences happening. That's also a great space to connect. One is try to figure out what are those startups that's available. So even if you do 1 or 2 small projects, that's good. And see, you have these websites like fiverr.com, you have upwork.com. Try to market your skill sets for $0, and then see, you may get some opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty competitive on those.
Yeah, very competitive those
sites,
skills.
so
that's why I'm not advising as the first step. First step would figure out all those. See, when you go to product hunt, you will find tons and tons of those products out there.
Okay.
So go to a lot of product communities, especially even in LinkedIn also there will be a lot of product groups. So it's not a very easy approach where suddenly some startup is there and happens. And there are a lot of co-working locations. Co-working locations before COVID happened, co-working locations were the hub for all these kind of startup. What they would do is they would just hire a table, or they would hire a conference room, a small room, where they would work the whole day. That's when you will have 2-3 people just coding their way away. So that's a space where you can collaborate with people and make things happen.
Okay, I get it. Definitely would try out the product hunt one, please. Sorry, just second bit of the question was, obviously we learn a lot of things, and I'm always curious to see how it's practically implemented. So one of the things I wanted to check on is design thinking. So I understand the concept, but sorry, would you be able to share an example on design thinking implemented somewhere?
See, design thinking, classic example is Airbnb. Along with that, things like Dunzo, right? Dunzo has done a great job in terms of design thinking also. So what it needs is deep empathy. You start with lean experimentation. Okay, you build an MVP of sorts. You know how Dunzo's story works? Dunzo actually started by creating a WhatsApp group. They put some group of people, and then they said, hey, we want to offer some services to you. Would you like to buy milk or something? We will deliver it to you. It actually started like a lean experiment. It's a leap of faith assumption. Okay, so design thinking also says there's a lot of experimentation, iteration, etc. that's happening. Also, there's a little bit of prototyping concept in design thinking. What it also takes is deep empathy to understand really my users want. So Dunzo is a great example where they started by creating a WhatsApp group to where they've got now. What to, right? So now if you see, it's a full-fledged app, and it's really doing well. And Dunzo is like one of the biggest pioneers in, at least in the logistics startup space.